Does Wells Fargo actually invest in the dairy industry?
Hey, how are you? Oh, do we have an extra sheet? Oh, I think you have one right there. Perfect. Okay.
Jessica and Judy. That's what I meant. Judy, Irene. I'm all mixed up today.
Yes.
But towards the end, I'll stand up and I'll put my sign up and I'll start walking to where the speaker podium is and facing the audience with my sign because I want to get shots. We want to get footage of that.
Sam, I'm going to try to be in your row.
I'll probably try to find something closer to the front, maybe like a few rows behind, just so I can still, if I'm not able to fully project, at least the people at the panel can hear me.
We're not sticking around in the lobby because we don't want to talk to security.
I'll give security asking us to leave.
At a certain point, they will.
Yeah.
Do we usually?
So what we do is, we comply with that. We take our time and we take the long way out.
Okay.
How do you feel about the action we're doing today?
I think it's critically important. Cows are amongst the most brutalized and tortured beings on the planet.
The animals are treated, the abuses to the cows, to the cattle, to the calves, to the bulls.
Because I feel very strong about animals and I believe they don't have a voice.
How do you feel moved to do this action today?
Moved mostly because the dairy industry is so messed up and I feel bad for dairy calves.
Why do you feel like it's so important to do disruptions like this?
All types of activism is important, but this gets to the heart of the money. And in this case, it's Wells Fargo who's funding animal abuse.
We have to go and tell people the truth. If we don't do these actions, many people will never know what actually goes on in animal agriculture industries.
You're getting right to the people who could possibly make changes. You can really make an impact because there are people higher up.
Because they get our message across to people that maybe wouldn't normally hear the message, and it lets people know that we care.
Is this your first set of action like this?
Of this sort, yes.
And what are your feelings about it? Nervous? Excited?
A little nervous, but anything worth doing, you're often going to be nervous. Oftentimes you do better when you're a little nervous too. And being nervous, the cows are still dying, so you have to put that aside to speak on their behalf.
I am feeling slightly apprehensive. I am not sure if they will listen to us, if they will see the truth and hear the truth.
Leo, he was saved from a Vermont dairy operation. He was going to be killed because he was born to male. He was rescued. His release was negotiated with the farmer, and he went in the back of an SUV all the way here. And now let me show you an after picture.
Wow.
Beautiful.
I took that one, and I took this. He popped up out of the woods. I'm like, Leo, where are you? And then he popped out. But here he is in his magnificent self.
Oh, wow.
Oh gosh, that's great.
So I'm here for him.
Why do you think storytelling is important for social justice movements?
Because it's what moves people when they hear a story that they can relate to and an experience that someone has that they can relate to. It's what could really cause someone to connect with what a social movement is doing. We get in, we go up to the second floor. No idea who's going to be speaking, but we know that the leaders in agriculture, which means Congress people working on the Farm Bill, bigwigs. We knew that there were a good chance of people like that speaking, and go up there. The waiters are going around with hors d'oeuvres and wine. I grabbed a glass of wine. We found a table, and Jackie looks at the podium. There's somebody speaking. We don't know. So we just walked in. We're just taking all this in. There's somebody. She looks at the podium and she sees people standing in line waiting to speak. The next person who's queued to speak is none other than USDA Secretary Tom Vilsack.
And why do you think that joining these types of disruptions builds community?
It requires a bit of sacrifice and a bit of courage, and it's not terribly common. It's a little bit more of a sacrifice or a risk. And those who do that, I think when you do something that requires a bit more sacrifice with a team, that you naturally bond with those people because you feel like you're a part of something special. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
For his responsibilities include execution of both over-the-counter commodity hedges and commodity-linked finance structures for agribusiness customers, ranging from producers to processors and large multinational food companies. Welcome to Pat.
It's okay.
Excuse me, is this discussion about managing risk in the dairy industry? But how much does Wells Fargo actually invest in the dairy industry? Because it seems like Wells Fargo is the one creating the biggest risk by continuing financing the dairy industry operations. Your money is fueling climate chaos, a public health crisis, and the suffering of millions of animals. Wells Fargo is complicit in financing a system that feeds chickens to cows. It is driving outbreaks of bird flu. And by doing this, you're not just risking supply chain disruptions like what we're seeing in California, you're laying the groundwork for the next pandemic, aka bird flu. Wells Fargo protests profits actually from disease outbreaks, while who pays for taxpayers? Your financial support of this broken industry, this broken system directly contributes to immediate insults. We are all witnessing the consequences. Flooding, fire, droughts, and yet you keep pouring money into this industry. It is a problem. Wells Fargo is prioritizing these short-term profits, right? Short-term profits over the long-term health of our country, our global supply chain.
Absolutely, sir.
We're holding you, actually, this is great, right next to me. Wells Fargo, to stop funding the disaster and divesting from dairy, it's time to invest in a plant-based, slaughter-free food system.
Wells Fargo.
The only way forward, Wells Fargo, please stop defending the climate industry and the dairy industry.
All right, sir.
This is not going to happen by continually divesting the dairy industry is only for the taxpayers are paying for it.
Wells Fargo does not fund dairy. Invest in plant-based, humane, sustainable, and plant-based.
Wells Fargo